Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. The talks team formed by William Ruto and Raila Amolo Odinga, we are being told that they are going to have a retreat in Nakuru for a week, and there is going to be a long retreat after there is a standoff over several contentious issues when it comes to the dialogue. According to the reports that I have read from the Nation media, we are being informed that the 10-member National Dialogue Committee, that is NADCO, we are being told that they are divided. They are seriously divided on the scope of the audit of the August 9th, 2022 presidential election. So when I was just going deeply to understand why there is a standoff and a kind of contentious several issues when it comes to the 9th August 2022 presidential election, we are being told that it is not only that, but again, there is a standoff when it comes to the criteria of picking 2 additional members of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that is IEBC selection panel, is also hotly contested by the 2 camps. But again, as the opposition side of dialogue led by Kalonzo Musyoka are coming out to accuse the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Wetangula, of frustrating the efforts of implementing changes to its parliamentary leadership. And they're coming out to cite that the role in the removal of the nominated Member of Parliament Sabina Chege as the Deputy Minority Whip is also creating the same contentious several issues when it comes to the dialogue that is in the Bomas of Kenya. But even according to the schedule, the dialogue committee will subject some of the contested issues. And these contested issues, number 1, is about the auditing of the election results. Number 2 is about the cost of living. Number 3 is about the restructuring the IEBC commissioners. Then I think this is the main contentious issues that are going to be discussed during a long-term retreat in Nakuru. I don't know how this is going to be, because when you look at the main issue here that is creating a kind of complex discussion here is that the Kenya Kwanza government, they're coming out to say that if we are going for election or rather presidential election audit, we must have audit for MCA election, we must have audit for members of parliament election, senators, women rep, and governors. And that is whatever the Azimio team, they're coming out to disagree with the Kenya Kwanza team. Because the Azimio team wants that the audit to be only for presidential election. But Kenya Kwanza team, led by Kimani Ichung'wah, they want, if this audit is going to be implemented or to be adopted, then it must be applied on all candidates when it comes to the MCAs all the way to the presidential election. But if that is the take and also the stand of the Azimio and the Kenya Kwanza team, we are so worried when it comes to the time they are taking towards this dialogue. The other time, Kimani Ichung'wah came out saying that they wanted additional of 30 more days because they're having more complex issues to be dealt with. More complex issues to be dealt with. And number one of them is about the issue of the audit. Number two is about the restructure of the IEBC commissioners, where again, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition team led by Kalonzo Musyoka, they're coming out to disagree on the proposals that were proposed by the Kenya Kwanza team, that they wanted to add 2 more members towards the panel that were selected, 7 of them. And now they proposed that the 2 will add them to be 9 members of the panel. But Azimio is coming out, the Azimio team is coming out to say, that is not the main issue. That is not the main point here. Because adding 2 more members in this panel is not going to guarantee us that we are going to have assurance that these IEBC commissioners that are going to be selected, that they are going to do whatever it is stipulated in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. Because when look at the worries is, are we going to have the IEBC commissioners who are going to ensure that their working formula is going to be as per what is being adopted in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya? A free and a fair election. And again, election that can be verified. In other words, if they decide that election to be audited, then it will be so easier for them if there is a kind of contested election. But when it comes to this election of Wafula Chebukati, it is so difficult because I don't know if they came out following the adopted rules and regulations in the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. The election must be fair, free and fair, and it can be verified. But this election of Wafula Chebukati, it is not fair, it is not free and fair, and it cannot be verified. And that is why, day in, day out, we are calling for an audit of the presidential election. Why is it that Kenya Kwanza government team, they are panicking, are now calling of the audit of these MCAs, women rep, and also the governors? And if this is something that is going to be adopted, then mark my words, there are several governors who will lose their seats. There are several members of parliament can lose their seats. There are several MCAs that will lose their seats. Especially the team that are so worried is Kenya Kwanza, because they know their election was sham, was not verified, was not free and fair. And even their stations, when it comes to the major region, they had more support. Some members of parliament, MCAs, rigged election. But again, because this is not a matter that we always concentrate too much, you'll find an MP will just go with it. MCAs will just go with it. A governor will just go with it. But the main issue that people are always concentrating on is about the presidential election. And that is why day in, day out, it is about the contested general election. So we are waiting whatever is going to happen, because there is a lot of disagreement. There is a lot of disagreement. As Azimio is also coming out to raise their issues. And their issues is they're complaining about the Speaker, Moses Wetangula, of frustrating the efforts of them implementing changes on its parliamentary leadership. And that is Sabina Chege. Again, when court came out ruling that Sabina Chege does not have grounds on defending herself as the deputy minority whip in the National Assembly, we are being told that again Sabina Chege has succeeded to court to ensure that she is going to block any kind of debate that is going to be of her removal. Ladies and gentlemen, What are thoughts as we wait for the long retreat of this dialogue team, 10 of them in Nakuru? What do you think? Drop your opinion at the comment section below. Otherwise, I want to appreciate you so much because of great support. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, and sharing this video.